like I was saying, you play a Ubisoft game, you should know what you're getting into. Like, there could be some fun to be had. Like, it's not like they're inherently boring games, unless they way overstay their welcome, like Odyssey did towards the end. Oh my god. But you are going to get like a buggy, unfinished game. Ubisoft is the modern Bethesda. I mean, I haven't played a modern Bethesda game. Are Bethesda games still like buggy and unfinished? I am clipping through this wall. I'm just holding up and Ivor is constantly switching sides. Found the video, it did skip frames, it glided across the floor and the frames did not match with the speed it was walking. Oh, Ubisoft, you stinkers, you. I love playing Ubisoft games, I'm gonna be honest. Like, I say this constantly during my Assassin's Creed playthroughs, but Ubisoft games really are just the gifts that keep on giving. Right when you think you've seen it all, there's going to be something that, like, it completely surprises you just right around the corner. And they're never, like, unplayably broken. Like, maybe I shouldn't say never. Like, I can think of, like, early versions of Assassin's Creed Unity, for example. Like, they're usually, I should say then, not unplayably broken. I'm still all the way here? Can I I can fast travel to these. Oh, I started holding X for, like, the Odyssey button. Yeah, I have not been following anything about Shadows at all, really. But anyway, they're usually not unplayably broken. They're usually just, like, jank and really funny broken, which is, like, a broken that you can enjoy. So I love Ubisoft games. Come on, let me through! I was just saying how they're not unplayably broken. God damn it, game. Usually not unplayably broken. Usually they don't interfere with your play. And if they do, it's just minor things like that where you can kind of laugh about it after. Man. What's the mount button? It was this one here. But yeah, I didn't really hear all that much about Assassin's Creed Shadows. I heard about, like, the controversy with Yasuke, because even though Assassin's Creed has a long history of abstracting the past and playing around with it in different ways, and Yasuke is a real person that existed who has, like, a lot of, what's the term? Holes in the story? Gray in the story? Whatever the term is. There's, like, a lot of things that aren't really known about him. A lot of gaps that you can fill in different ways. And Ubisoft has filled a lot of gaps in a lot of different things and come up with, like, different fantastical interpretations. Like, take Assassin's Creed Rogue, for example, where there was the earthquake in Lisbon, I believe it was. And so they wrote in their fictional story that Shay was responsible for that after he disturbed, like, the precursor site. So they'll take, like, real events that happened and come up with, like, different reasons behind them and, like, fill gaps in, like, different creative ways for their fictional story. And so I figured that's what they're doing with Yasuke, which is a perfect figure for that, considering there are a lot of holes in his story. But I think a lot of people looked at that and were just like, what? It's just Ubisoft trying to get, like, woke brownie points by putting in, like, a black playable character in Japan where he doesn't belong. It's like, Yasuke is actually a really good example of someone that has, like, a lot of holes in the story that you could fill. And I was someone that, like, having studied that period in some of my university classes, I consider myself a Yasuke fan of, like, the real person, thinking that he's, like, really fascinating. And it would be cool if there was more known about him, because there's really not all that much. But it is the first time that a real historical figure has been playable in an Assassin's Creed game. And so there's definitely some issues that come with that. I definitely feel like there wouldn't be as many issues with that people would be taking if he wasn't black. Like, I'll just come out and say it. I think that that's where a lot of people take their issue from, as sad as it is. So I know that there was that controversy, but I haven't really checked out any of the gameplay trailers at all. I have no idea what... I started going towards the objective marker after I was playing on autopilot there. I don't really know what it's like gameplay-wise. I think I heard some mixed things about it. I heard that there was a bit of controversy when one of the swords that they had put out for the game, like a model of it, or whether it was in-game, I forget whether it was like a figure that you could buy of, like, Yasuke's swords in-game, or whether it was, like, just an in-game sword. I don't remember. But apparently one of them was, like, Zoro's main sword from One Piece. That, like, basically 1-to-1, which is incredibly funny. the horse animation is definitely not the biggest controversy with the game. The biggest controversy is definitely the inclusion of Yasuke and what they're doing with the story with him. Like, my goodness, like, the Twitter wars, I should not have gone up this. Yep, definitely. Because a lot of people are like, what? They're making a black main character in Japan? We were wanting, like, a Edo period Japan for so long, and then Ubisoft comes out of here and turns the main character into a black man that they're saying is a samurai. What? That wouldn't have been the case. He wouldn't have been a samurai. Yes, he was, actually. He was someone that came up in my class in university, actually. But a lot of people took a lot of issue with that. And, so there's two main playable characters in the game. One being someone that is native to the area, and one who is a foreigner, being Yasuke. So, I do wonder what the reception would have been like if there was a playable non-black dude. Like, as sad as it is to say, because I think that is where a lot of people take issue. Like, one is a black guy, and the other is a woman. So, I feel like a lot of people are just like, man, Ubisoft is just trying to get woke points. What the heck? What's up with that? So I feel like that was definitely the biggest controversy. And there was like, I don't know if it's still ongoing, but there was definitely debate going on for months online about who Yasuke really is. And was he really a samurai? And it was probably like the most hubbub Yasuke, like as a real historical figure, has probably ever gotten. Was from the controversy with the, oh, I'm just gonna clip through that. Was with the controversy with Assassin's Creed Shadows. So all of a sudden, interest in him skyrocketed when most people had never heard of him before that point, which was really interesting to see. A lot of people being like, no way, no way, like some black slave that was brought to the country could ever have been a samurai. There's no way. And, like, suggested power 71. This is so ridiculous, the level that people are at. Okay, so now run this way, I guess, is what I'll do. But yeah, this is the game where Assassin's Creed is the most Assassin's Creed you can get because of ninjas and shit. I would presume so. I would presume you do some ninja shit. Yeah, I did. Since I didn't learn a massive ton about them. I took, what is burning over there? Something that's meant to be burning, I presume. Ow. I took a history class on the history of East Asia from, I believe it was from 1500, maybe it was like 1492, something like that, I don't know, until the modern day. And there's a separate class of like, before that up until 1500, which there's a lot of ground to cover with East Asian history. A single class isn't gonna like completely cover it. You could have a single class on just one country's history from like that span of time, no doubt. So the class was very, very lightning fast across different countries and time periods and different stuff going on. So I didn't really have much of a chance to like really explore any single one of them in depth. But yeah, ninjas are the most assassin you can get when it comes to assassin. Oh yeah, absolutely. But from what I understand from the initial trailer, I watched the reveal trailer there. And I think I've seen, like, I've never checked out the full-on gameplay trailers, but I've seen some clips of it appearing around. The interpretation that I'm getting here is, like, the native person that you play as, who I don't remember the name of right now, is the one that's, like, the ninja assassin. She's a shinobi assassin and does all, like, the super crazy ninja tricks, whereas Yasuke is the more, I don't know how to phrase it, like the guy that's more like in-your-face combat kind of guy. He's coming in with like the heavy weapons and he's gonna be like bringing down the hammer, stuff like that. Be the hard hitter that's good for big fights and stuff like that. Whereas the other character is the one that you play as when you want to be like all assassin-y and stealthy, is what I'm interpreting from it. I'll get down there and then I'll call my horse. Oh yeah, do I want to change what my horse looks like? Would that be an inventory? Where's that? I don't even know. Bag. I genuinely have no idea. I have some skill points I can assign. So where were those Healy ones that I wanted to work towards? Miasma, I don't think it was in this section. The whole constellations thing is really visually satisfying, but does make stuff hard to find. Critical state in conflict, everything around you will appear to move slower, giving you a chance time to heal or flee. Well, what else can I use to heal? I guess just like the quick button. Yeah, that's a good one there. But like I can do that on a moment's notice anyway. So how do I get here? What? How do I get there? Is it all the way from the center? Because like there's a line that goes down here. There doesn't seem to be a line that goes in there. Can I just find online like an image of the skill tree? Out of curiosity here. Assassin's Creed Valhalla skill tree, because that'd be a good one to work towards. List of major skills, IGN. Here. Okay, so it goes like that. No, you. Okay, hold on. So let's say I want the Healy thing. Oh my god, I'm never gonna find it again. There's this one, Grit. Gain lost health when landing a successful hit on enemy. Come on! Alt tab to... I'm not gonna find it again now. Here. I can easily alt tab back and forth. If I pull this up... Grit there. Wait, what? But wasn't Grit... Hold on. Whoa, what? Wow, I'm really boosted then. Super boosted today. Does it not show this? It doesn't. It's not in the photo. Is it just because this is like the core stuff then? Maybe these really are... Gosh dang it! Maybe these ones on the ends really are their own whole separate networks? I'm resetting all skills. I'm taking that one. And then... Last chance healing, adrenaline upgrade. What was the other Healy one? Where it's like, when I'm not hit for a while, I slowly heal. Just 66%. Hold on. Whoops, too far here. Heal. Heal on kill. Restore some health. Hold on, let's see here. Because here it's in a list and it's easier to see. Let's see. So the healing ones. Rotates, powerful knee slam. Passively regenerate health loss after a short delay. Eden's Heart. That's what it's called. So, where is Eden's Heart? Is it one of the smaller trees? Maybe it's one of the smaller trees. And then I can actually get to that a lot easier. Dang, I pressed back once and it goes back twice. So Eden's... Whoops, how is it spelled? There we go, Eden's Heart. Bear tree. So which tree is which here? Third time now you think you've seen it 100%? I think the first two times when I did it, 2 separate streams, but technically twice in a row is one of the funniest things. Is this a bear tree? How do I know which tree is which? Oh, here it is, Eden's Heart. Draw upon the vitality of Eden, passively regenerate recent health loss after a short delay. So it is even in combat. I don't have to escape combat like in Odyssey. So I would like that. So I have to unlock Way of the Bear. There's a bonus to all bear-aligned gear. Okay, well, I don't have any bear-aligned gear, so that's kind of going to waste. Melee attack, critical damage, stun. That's the quickest way to it. So I wanted these things. Yeah, let's just do this. What was that? Hold on. If I reset, it'll undo that one as well. If I acquire here. No fancy animation this time. More stun, I guess. Eden's Heart. Yes, I want that, considering I'm struggling to get my health back otherwise. Alright, so no longer completely like the Ezio games. I might like to work towards Grit. If there's anything else I want along the way, I can get it here. Maybe I work towards the Grit? Enemies when crouched and undetected. I don't really need that, though. Sprint attack? Battleground Bolt sounds kind of cool. I don't know. Sure, go this way for now. More health. A wolf-aligned gear. I have to really go for this. More headshot damage. There, I have stealth recon now. Okay, and then that shows me that. For sprint attack. And then with the thing here. Let's say I wanted grit. Because the passive heal and the grit would really reduce how many consumables I go through to heal. So sprint attack. So I could go down and through and then like that. Or through Battleground Bolt. Guess I wouldn't need to redeem the last chance heal either. Battleground Bolt actually sounds really fun, quite frankly. So maybe I'd take that path. I don't know. I don't know. But hey, at least I have a passive healy thing now. I just did. I don't know what you think I just did there, game. Okay, so now my health is going to slowly go up. Now my health is going to slowly go up. A short delay? How long is the delay? Passively regenerate recent health after a short delay. Is it just in combat? It's gonna be forever. I see it turns gold there, and then after a little bit it goes up. So maybe this doesn't count as like recoverable health because no one stabbed me for it or something. Oh yeah, I was gonna look for how I change what my mount looks like. I still have no idea about that. I really don't know. It would have been in this screen, I'm pretty sure. I don't know. It doesn't matter right now. Here, I have this horse right now. Let's go this way. What are these glowy things on the map anyway? Who knows? Maybe I'll get close and find out. Maybe something will happen if I go over here. Can I check? Suggested power 71. What's my power? Like 11? This is how they handle their hardest difficulties? What? Is it like up here? An okie doke. I can call my horse again in a second. If only this was Odyssey, I could kick you off.
What is all this?
Hi.
The fruit of my work, all gathered here, and now.
So none of these quests have cutscenes like Odyssey did, where it had the more cinematic camera angles. Oh, and I can continue to turn it. That's nice, at least. But I think I still preferred Odyssey's more cinematic camera angles. That's what I preferred. You like an elderly Aang? What's going on with that tattoo?
Will sell it all once my light burns out. Will you lend me your strength? Throw everything over the cliff. The farther you throw, the better the chance of reaching the next world.
Is that how it works?
Oh, it's gonna destroy it. Okay.
Why is everything packed in straw?
I did not want anything to break.
Imagine, though. Wow. Okay. Dang it, I was trying to do it, like, over him. Come on. Over we go. Well.
That contains a bow given to me by Halfdan the Black, after I put an arrow under King Sigtud's left arm.
That sounds like quite the shot.
That contains a silver harpoon head I received from King Harold for pulling Halfdan's frozen body out of the ice.
They are a generous family.
Okay, I threw them all off. I did? Oh, now it's more cinematic shots. And the camera actually moved out instead of just static angles like Odyssey is most of the time. I mean, sometimes they do a wide shot and rotate.
I have tried to live well.
Yeah, it does get a little bit more cinematic than Odyssey did
Know that, even if
in
the
some
name
instances
Harald
here.
Gund is forgotten in Midgard.
So, what will you do now that this task is done?
Done? That was to announce my arrival. Now I leave this world. Enjoy your life. To Asgard!
What? Wait!
Thank you!
I love how the mountain continued to load more and more details that went on.
That was a shock.
I didn't even try to stop him or anything. World event completed. Old man on the edge. Oh, I solved a mystery here. That there's a finite amount of. That's cool. There's like a little bar and stuff. What? Okay. To Asgard he went. I'm joining him. Okay, I thought I was gonna go tumbling down the mountainside. Not hit a single ledge and go plah! Is what I was kind of imagining. Well. Okay. Too bad this is an Odyssey where I don't have to worry about fall damage. Okay, so I'm going somewhere. I have to get down here and I have to get over there. So just go this way and find my way down, I guess? This might take me a little bit to get down here. This might take just a moment here, so bear with me. Okay, and then just like hold B to go down. Because I know I'm going to take fall damage, and I don't think I'm making it back. Because it might just be in combat. I'm not sure for how that works. Oh, I'm going back up again. Yeah, I also assume I'll slowly lose health if I swim through that water, if last time briefly in the water was any indication, because it's so cold. So, I mean, with the map, it looks like this goes down. Oh, maybe I shouldn't have been here. Maybe I should. I like how the map is kind of 3D. That's cool. Go around this way. If I just go up again and call my horse and go around rather than taking this convoluted path that I found for myself. What? It turns my camera for me. Am I still on the... Oh my goodness. Well, yeah, I might have screwed up my positioning a little bit here. Just a tad. Really? Why not? Okay. Here we go. And then bring it way around. Now I can call mount and go a bit faster. You coming? Oh, come on. Come on. Alright, let's see here. So if I go around this way... Follow road? What road? Whoops. Okay, mixed up with a PlayStation controller. Well, then why give me the prompt? I guess just to show what the general horse buttons are. Even if I can't exactly use them all here. Okay, so like... I think I gotta go way around. Okay, so all these glowy things are like... So these would be mysteries. Suggested power 340? And that's where I'm going? I assume maybe there's no fighting there. But I mean, already like suggested power 70s, 80s. In the areas where I've been actively fighting guys. Maybe the number really doesn't matter all that much then? Because my goodness gracious, the level discrepancy is quite immense, it would seem. Okay, so go around here and then go down and I'll figure it out here. Whoa, what the heck was that? I almost knocked my phone off the... Oh, that, I guess. Almost knocked my phone off the table here. That would not have been good. Wouldn't have been the end of the world, but it wouldn't have been good. Would have definitely not been the case. Well, while I'm going around here, I can ramble about some other stuff here. So these are wealth things? What's the best way down? Christmas time was kind of fun this year. I normally wouldn't 3D print anything for my cousin's kids, considering my cousin is the one that built me my 3D printer, and there's like 8 3D printers there now? Over at his place? I have no idea what he's at now. They build a new 3D printer from parts that they have around from time to time. as they feel like it over there is kind of what happens. I know in the main printing room there's 4. I know he has 2. No, I think it's 3 now on his desk. I think his older kid built one semi-recently. So, yeah, maybe 7 or 8. Something like that. They have a decent bit of printers. So I normally wouldn't 3D print them any gifts because, like, if they want something cool 3D printed, they can do it themselves. But then I had the idea, well, you can do that. Somewhat. Most of my printer is 3D printed, actually. So, I mean, if I go to only camera and I switch to, like, this camera, anything on that machine that's blue or white is 3D printed. So, like, you can't 3D print, like, the metal parts or the belts or things like that. But most of it is printed. It's off right now. But most of this machine is 3D printed. So, like, that there, the knob, I mess around with, like, the knob here. The screen, obviously, isn't printed. The tool head here is mostly printed. Like, this whole apparatus here, like, obviously the circuitry and stuff like that in it is not 3D printed, but that's all 3D printed. Yeah, everything that's blue or white on this is 3D printed. So a lot of brackets, a lot of stuff on the front and underside there, that's all 3D printed. So, yeah, most of this stuff is actually 3D printed. So, the machine that he built me, he did 3D print most of it, was the case. Hi, camera, track me. So I know that that's likely said as a meme, but most of that machine is actually 3D printed, is the case. Because you can just print, like, tool head parts in plastic filaments. This is the old tool head that I replaced, because the nozzle, the brass one here, I kind of wanted to replace it with something that would last a little bit longer. So obviously, not everything here would be 3D printed, like the heat sink that's in there, or the wires, or the little rubber shoe on the bottom here, or the brass nozzle at the end. But this entire housing for this whole unit, this is all 3D printed plastic. You can see the layer lines on the side of how it printed. Well, maybe not with that camera, you can't, but most of the machine is actually 3D printed. And that's how he's able to make, like, a bunch more 3D printers a lot of the time, is don't have to pay for, like, the non-mechanical parts, since you can just, well, I guess I gotta click back on the game to have my inputs go through. Just print them. So, yeah, most of that machine is actually printed. But I normally wouldn't print my cousin's kids anything, because they can, if they want something, they can print it themselves. But I had the idea of, like, what if the printed thing was the container that the gift was in? And I wasn't sure what to get for both of the kiddos this year. Difficulty, weak enemy, fair fight, challenging enemy, overwhelming. Everything is overwhelming in this world. This difficulty, it's insane. So I got each of them, like, a nice soft snuggly blanket and gave both of them a little bit of cash. For the younger one, I just gave it in a card because I figured she wouldn't be as impressed by what I had in mind for the other one. So for the older kiddo, I printed the tube, which I can pull up the 3D model of here. I thought it was rather funny. Let's see here. Well, it is not on my normal printer settings. Why is it not on my normal printer settings? Beyond that, and then the this, and then the this. And then if I really quickly go to my files here, and I turn on display capture again, let's see here. I think it was just in my, where the heck? Printer, files. What was it called again? Puzzle, yeah, puzzle maze tube. That's what it was called. So this is a container. This is the lid for it. And I can move it to the side a little bit so you can see what's going on here. And it's a little bit easier to tell if I flip it over. So 180 degrees. So this cap has a single notch in it. Like, it's a tube cap. It has one notch in it. And the tube that it slides over, you might notice, has one entrance and a long, complicated path to get on and off there. So I printed him the tube, and not only did I put the cash in there for him, but in the tube was a second smaller tube that I printed at 60% size that unfortunately was, like, so small, and, like, he was basically able to just, like, pull it off with the notch there. But he had to work at this one for a while. And so the whole family just kind of, like, watched on as he was slowly twisting and turning this in all directions, trying to slowly open it. I was just like, go ahead, open it. What's taking so long? Go ahead. And it was funny. And there were some people that were offering to offering to help him. Like another one of my cousins was offering to help. His dad was offering to help. His sister was offering to help. He was like, no, I want to do it. So he was intent on doing it himself, and he did. But then after he was done, other people in the living room there started trying to solve it themselves by either putting it all the way on or taking it all the way off again. So that tube actually turned into a lot of fun. Now it's been used so much that one tip on the cap is worn and you can't use it as well. Like, you just reprint the cap, it's no big deal. But that thing got a lot of use. It had quite a lot of entertainment that evening. Whoa, my pants are bugging out. Not pants, but like the parts of my... Do I... What if I just didn't? It wasn't as good as I thought it would be because he couldn't actually get it out at first. Because I did a little test print of just a ring with the notch just to make sure that I could get it on and off there and that it wasn't going to be too loose. And I put that in there as well in case he wanted to play with the maze afterwards, playing around with the ring. But the ring, while it was initially on the bottom of the tube, and then the interior tube on top of that, somehow the ring got jammed in the side, so he couldn't actually pull out the inner tube for a little bit. It got stuck in there because that little ring thing was in there and kind of messed with it. So, so it was kind of very obvious to him what it was after, like, very shortly after that. But then he got it out, and just a little bit of force and a little bit of twisting and turning, and it came off of there. Like, it was definitely not solved the second time. Like, I think that the end wasn't quite as good on on that little tube. Okay, so what am I doing here? So, yeah, so I guess these are like side questy kind of things when you get close to them. It'd be nice if you could hover over them and just see that it's a thing, and then you could mark the exact location a bit easier. Like, if your cursor snapped to them. But oh well. So yeah, there was a fun little Christmas time thing to share, is the case. Well, open both of them, but like the second one was easy to open. Like, it didn't really require the full-on solving, was the case. So that was fun there. Also, when it comes to Christmas stuff, there is another game that I might end up playing sometime in the near future. Thinking about that. My cousin here, who has really liked Helldivers 2, and has apparently been playing with my little cousin. So not the cousin who's like the father of said little cousin, but like a different cousin. So one of my little cousin's uncles. So he gifted me Helldivers 2, and apparently he plays with like my little cousin from time to time. And I haven't gotten the chance to play it yet because I've been out of town. I really know nothing about it. I just know that it really took off last year. Whoa. Oh, the Woebringer's back, but he doesn't have any beef with me right now. So I might start it on the channel in the near future just to like dip my feet in and understand how the game works anyway. And then like maybe I'd play it sometimes with them on my own time or whatever the heck. But if I'm gonna be playing it anyway, then I may as well do a little bit of streamed content. So yeah, that's a game that I wasn't planning on covering on the channel, but I guess that'll be happening in the near future, is maybe a little bit of Helldivers 2. But yeah, a friend of yours also recommended it to you. Yeah, a lot of people really quite like the video game. Find and speak to Sigurd. Can I do that? What is this? What is that? Oh, but like I find out what they are if I do that? It looks like I'm further from this compared to this. I don't know. Find and speak to Sigurd. Am I blind? It sure doesn't look like Sigurd to me. Is that marker Sigurd over there? Is that what's going on here? I sure hope so.